Hey, Mystic Michaela, spiritual family. Welcome to Know Your Aura with Mystic Michaela. Today, is your aura too much? I'm talking about what happens when your aura is too much of one color. It makes a difference. I'm going to go into it very specifically. But first, hey, Scotty.
Hey, guys.
So how did we come about this episode?
Well, all right. This one was my idea.
Yes, it was.
I came up with this topic.
You did.
You know, you asked me, hey, Scotty, can you come up with a topic this week for me? And I'm like, of course I can. You know, and
I'm a plethora of ideas.
right, of course. So if it's a bad one, then just blame me.
No, it's a good one.
Okay.
I like this one.
Okay. Well, basically, this came about because you did a story. This is going back, and I don't really want to get into this.
All right, rewind.
You did a Will Smith story.
This is how it happened.
Okay, you do it.
I'm just laying in bed, and I'm like, you know what? Oh, the Oscars are on. Who knew? And I always love the what do they wear segment. So I'm like, oh, I'll do an aura. What do they wear? How do they wear their auras? And I was just going through. It was like, it was before. It was the red carpet. Everyone was walking the red carpet. And I got a picture. I don't know, Jada and Will were on the red carpet before anything. And man, his aura was too blue. And I put up a story. I'm like, his aura is too blue. I'm worried about, I said something about him feeling insecure about all this attention he's getting. And how he feels like he might not please people if he gets attention. And whatever, night goes on. I still have them on. And the slap happens. So I'm like, oh my God, look, he was too blue. I knew it. That's what happens when you're too blue. If you follow auras, it makes sense. Right. So anyways, the whole point of this is you got roped into watching the Oscars.
Right. Now, one of my rules, I have these book of rules, is I think it's ruling 42.
Right.
Do never watch the Oscars or any other award show.
You can't do it.
I can't do it.
You don't do it. You can't do it. It's not good for you or any of us.
Yes, because I get too red. It's just like an explosion of red.
It's Red Rand Central.
It's Red Rand Central. Like, once in a while, I can watch a song from the Grammys if it's like a decent song.
Not really. You're like, who's this? What is this? This isn't Phil Collins. Why can't they be Phil Collins? Everyone should be Phil Collins.
Right. So anyway, there I am. Okay, so while you're doing these story nonsense about who wore what aura,
right?
I'm downstairs watching my typical diners, drives, and dine-ins.
Yeah, the triple D.
Okay, Flavor Town.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, there's a reason why I watch shows like Flavor Town.
That are simple for you.
Yeah, they're just simple. Like I'll watch House Hunters. I'll watch someone pick out a house because these shows don't bother me. There's nothing in it that bothers me.
Right.
Guy Fieri does not bother me.
He doesn't upset you.
It doesn't upset me. He's just tasting food, telling everyone how great it is. That bothers me a little bit because I know sometimes the food isn't that good.
I feel like we figured him out. But we know when he's lying.
Yeah, it doesn't. We do. I actually do now. So that's what I watch. So when everyone else is, watching, pop culture and, the latest thing on the Kardashians, I'm watching Diners Drive.
We got it, Scott.
Okay.
Yes.
So you come down. You're like, can I turn on the Oscars?
I'm like, yes, Scott. Can I just turn them on?
And I'm like, fine. Okay. So you turn them on, and you're busily making your stories, and I'm sitting there watching it, and all of a sudden I see what happened.
Yeah.
So, and I don't even want to talk about
the
slap,
about it.
whatever.
I put an Instagram post about it.
And I actually had to tell you that it happened. We had to rewind it.
Well, yeah, you're like, something just happened. And I'm like, what? And then we rewound it. I'm like, oh.
All right.
Yeah.
So now that happens, but now I'm stuck watching the Oscars for the next 40 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
And it's building up.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Oh, the red rants, you guys.
Now, one of my idols as a kid was Kevin Costner.
You love Kevin Costner.
I love Kevin Costner. My favorite movie is The Postman.
You are a Postman stan.
Yeah. I mean, you probably
I just have always told you it's not good.
Right. No one's ever heard of that movie, so I'll name another one just in case. Field of Dreams. Okay.
Okay, no, this is apples and oranges. Right. The Postman is the most self-indulgent movie. Yes. He's always the hero.
Right. And I don't care that he is self-indulgent in the movie. But then he goes on he's a presenter. And he goes on a whole speech, such a self-indulgent
You're
BS
the only
speech.
one that listened to it.
Yeah, it talking about how great it is.
It was after the slap, so everyone's like, what? I feel like nobody's even thinking.
Right. And, so here's the thing with these shows. First of all, they have like 10 of them. There's like 10 award shows. They got, was it Golden Globes? They got...
Well, don't even get you started on the Screen Actor Guild.
Yeah, where they vote for each other. And, the whole time that they're all talking about how great they are and how wonderful they are, and they're in this little elite bubble that only, they know about and nobody else is allowed in except for these people. But the whole time in my head, the only thing that I'm saying is you're just making a movie. That's all you're doing. Like, look, I give credit to you. Movies are a great thing. It's a skill set. There's a lot of work that goes into that. It's very challenging. Sure. But at the end of the day, you're just making a movie.
You're trying to say, like, nurses aren't sitting around giving the nurses Oscars.
Yeah.
And they deserve it more.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a nurse while you were making your movie saying you worked hard, all these hours, blah, 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 blah. There's a nurse that worked 10 times harder than you.
Of course.
There's a teacher that worked 10 times harder than you.
Yeah.
There's a fireman that worked 10 times harder than you.
Right.
There's a police officer. I can go on the list.
Of course.
Forever here.
Right.
And that's the only thing that goes through my head. It's like, you're making a movie. Like, big deal. Who cares?
Well, I think you just have an issue when people put themselves at a higher
they think, like,
place.
And then, like, I know, like, some of these older actors come out and, like, everyone's like, oh, my God. They're, like, just looking at them like they're, like, the next coming of Jesus or whatever. and it's like all he did was make a movie.
Well, I think they inspire people.
They do, but still. So nurses inspire me. Teachers inspire me.
Of course.
Doctors, not lawyers, sorry. Police officers.
Some lawyers. We have some really good lawyers.
Yeah.
In
A
our
couple.
MMSF.
Most don't, but a couple.
Well, listen, I get it. Yeah. But, movies make money, right? That's what it is.
No, our society.
That's how our society works.
Wants to see the purple.
The dollar.
They want to see the purple people.
And, well, in the middle of it all, because I'm doing, like, the aura colors of all these people walking the red carpet, and somebody's like, oh, man, is everybody purple? Seems like I got a DM. Seems like the whole world's purple. And it's like, no, you'd think the whole world had a purple aura. It's just because that's who they show on television all the time. They don't show if it was an engine, they showed all the NASA engineers or whatever, you're going to see greens, you're going to see yellows, you're going to, if they showed, like you said, the doctors, you're going to see greens, you're going to see yellows. Hold on, I got to do something different than green and yellow. You're going to see other colors if you go to other professions, but we're only ever shown the entertainment industry, really, on television or whatever. So not everybody's purple, but I know what you mean.
It just, I guess
you feel like the lack of humility or something, or the putting priorities
incorrect. It's hard for me to put this into words, but yes, I feel like they're thinking they're getting something so great.
Yeah.
When what they're doing doesn't fit the level of greatness of the award that they're getting.
Right.
Like, I have more respect for the farmer that picks green peppers in the field than I do than you made a movie.
Right.
Now, I love that you made a movie. I love movies. Don't get me wrong. People love movies. But I have more respect for the guy that goes into a field and picks green peppers, because that feeds someone.
Well, that's why I always am talking about the Instagram account, Humans of New York. Yeah. Just random if you all follow. It's a great account to follow. It's just the stories of amazing people.
Yeah.
And I love that they give a platform to stories about just regular, with the quotes around it, people that actually aren't regular. They're incredibly extraordinary. And so and it's such a huge account and gets such traction, I think, because people you're onto something. I think people want real people.
Yeah.
And people want real stories, and people want genuine, so you're onto something, and you're not the only one that I think feels that way. But anyways, it was a red rant.
That was a red rant.
The price I paid for the Oscars was a red rant, and you got a little too red.
I got
just
too red.
now.
Right. That was what I was trying to do there.
Yeah.
I got too red.
This is our example. So there's an example of somebody who's a little too red.
Now, on the other hand, you've been a little too indigo lately.
Okay.
You've been a couple episodes back, you had everyone in tears. We had thousands of people crying.
I've been very indigo.
And
I'm too indigo lately.
You're too indigo lately. So what's going on with that?
Well, I've been too indigo, which means, indigos are naturally a little reclusive. I've been, 10 times that. First off, I don't want to leave the house. Like, it's borderline hermit. I don't like to drive. It exhausts me to leave the house. It's actually really bad. Like, I'll do it, but it exhausts me more than a couple people at a time. Like, one-on-one, I'm fine. But, like, if there's, like, I don't know, like some sort of crowd, I can't. It's just too much. I've always got my earbuds in. I'm always listening to, like, if I have to go out in public or something just to feel alone or boundaried up or whatever. I can't stop rewatching television shows. It's a real problem. Like, I want to watch Bridgerton, but I can't because it's new and I can't handle surprises or new things that are going to happen in plot lines. So
you've just been watching like old reruns?
I just watch reruns of anything. Like,
Vampire Diaries again?
Sure. Outlander, like all my old shows, I can watch those like over and over and over again. I've been rereading old books like constantly.
Wow.
I've been like, I can't handle anything like surprise or stressful.
This is more indigo than I thought it was.
This is worse than you thought.
Yeah. I mean, I know you've been kind of down lately.
Seeking just familiarity.
Yeah. Wow.
Like familiarity. Like, I love my readings because they're one-on-one, so that's fine. But like, social gatherings are really stressful. I tried to go to Pound, like my Pound class.
Yeah, your Pound class, yeah.
On Sunday, and I make myself go because, like, I love Pound class. If you don't know what Pound is, it's like drumsticks and moms. That's what it is.
Hit the floor
and
with
they
the
just
drumsticks.
we work it out. It's like the club at 10 a.m. on a Sunday, and the instructor, who's also indigo, I was just doing Pound. Like, I wasn't doing anything weird. I just get through it. I'm like, nobody really, trying my best. At the end of class, I don't really talk to anybody. I smile. Comes up to me. Are you okay? Are you okay, Megan? Your energy's heavy. What do I do? The ugly cry.
Okay.
The ugly cry. You all know what the ugly cry is when you just all of a sudden. It was awful.
Okay.
And I'm like, what is wrong with me? I think I had too much peopling or something.
Yeah, no. And the other thing is you've been going around town doing this to everybody. Like, every time I talk to you, you're like, I ugly cried on this person.
I did it to Jenny, my hairdresser.
I did it to this person.
Hold on. I did it to somebody else, too.
Yeah, you did it to her, Jenny.
Oh, God.
There was another person. A couple other people that have gotten this.
Yeah, I forgot somebody else. I did. Sorry.
Oh, you're the person that came to the house.
Yes. Right.
Amanda.
My friend Amanda, she just came over. I just start crying. She's like, how are you? I just start crying. I don't know. I'm too indigo.
You're just too indigo right now.
And
I can't. I'm the indigo whisperer, and I've been pulling out all my tricks.
All the tricks.
I've been doing these real logical scenarios with you.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been a lot of self-talk.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is how I spend most of my day now.
I know.
If it's not Brie, it's you. So,
I know.
This is my day. Like, trying to figure out how to get logic into your system.
And like, there, this isn't even an ad. They're not even sponsoring this episode. But like, yeah, BetterHelp's been getting like a lot of me. It's a lot of. But I feel fine.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, I'm actually in a good mood. I just am too indigo.
No, I know.
So that's the other thing. Like, when you're too, like, I have a self-awareness of it.
Yeah.
I guess.
Okay.
So which makes it less.
Well, now
less
you do, like,
stressful.
Before you even didn't, I don't think.
Yeah. Well, I'm more, I go through my moments. But I'm so indigo, I also don't have clothes. Which we're going to talk about.
Okay. I haven't even said Jumanji yet. All right. We got one ad, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about that.
It can be hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel when you have high interest debt, and sometimes it can be even harder to ask for help. That's where Upstart comes in. Upstart-powered personal loans can help you pay down high interest debt all online with simple and easy to understand payment terms. Upstart has helped over 1.8 million customers on their path to financial freedom. Whether it's paying off credit cards, consolidating high-interest debt, or funding personal expenses, Upstart can get you one fixed monthly payment with a clear payoff date. Upstart knows you're more than just your credit card score, so rather than looking at your credit score alone, Upstart's model considers other factors like your income, employment, and other information provided in your loan application to help you find a smarter rate for your loan. You can check your rate in minutes for loans between $1,000 to $50,000 without impacting your credit score. You can even receive funds as fast as one business day after accepting your loan. Don't wait and check your rate today at upstart.com/KYA. That's upstart.com/KYA and check your rate today. Don't forget to use our URL to let them know we sent you. We truly appreciate that. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. Go to upstart.com/KYA. Hey, Scotty.
Hey, guys.
So, Bree, our eldest, is 13 now, and she wanted to go to the mall with her friends, which I didn't think people did anymore, but I guess they do. And because I'm too indigo, I don't have clothes anymore because I truly haven't shopped since like before COVID, and it's getting really bad.
Yeah, no, it's bad, and like we went out, not fancy dinner, but whatever, for like just Longhorns. And like you came down in like some raggedy white T-shirt with a hole in it.
Just don't have clothes.
And I'm like, okay, Mystic Michaela, we are going to the mall to get you stuff.
Because I either have like my fancy dresses or whatever that I've used for things that I've done, or like my mom outfits, which are just really worn out.
Right.
And I don't like, that's the other part of my indigo-ness. It's like I have this apathy. I cannot go shopping. Yeah. I can't do it. And then online, I just get too overwhelmed. Anyways.
Yeah.
So we're like, whatever. We can't just leave her at the mall anyways. Let's go. We'll chaperone the girls. And anyways, we're at the mall. So here we are. We're at the mall. All right. So we get to the mall. Kids go on their way. We have Bree, me, and you.
Abby.
Sorry. We have Abby, me, and you.
Right.
Bree goes on her way with her friends.
Right.
Yeah. And the first place we go is
Victoria's Secret.
Sure.
Yeah,
because I also need underwear.
Yeah, you're short on underwear.
Like that too.
I'm like, you're short on underwear? What is wrong with you? Okay, you're so indigo. Okay.
I have like pairs that are close to my heart. I can't throw them out. It's so sad.
Well,
they have like little personalities and they've been there for me.
Right, sure. Now, the first thing I see is this. Now, I haven't been in this store in many years.
New clothes.
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
And remember, we're with Abby too.
Oh, we're with Abby.
So there's a lot of questions going on.
Secret. Oh,
yeah,
Abby loves it.
Yeah, a lot of questions.
Oh, she's like, what's that?
But
why does that not have that over that?
The first thing I see in the middle of the room is this huge like box filled with hundreds and thousands of pairs of underwear. But there are people like pawing at it. Like just pawing.
It's the South. Women will understand. So when you walk in.
People understand this?
The women do. Yeah. It's like, because when you walk into the pink section, they always have like the Sal thing. Like it's this huge like island just filled with panties, but nothing's like organized. You just have to gotta dive in there like the ball pit when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Like you gotta dive in the underwear pit and just be like, and then you fight. You kind of go. It's not aggressive, but it is.
Now, here's the thing: you're indigo. You're off to the side. I don't even know where you were.
I'm not doing this.
I'm in the pit.
You were in the pit.
I'm in the pit.
You're like, that's a good deal.
Yeah.
Because it was like 10 pair for $40.
Yeah, I'm
like,
picking out underwear here.
You're like, compared to everything else,
yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. So I'm in the pit. I can't find anyone. And then I'm like, where did they go? All right. So I'm like, forget it. I drop all the things I had in my hands. I drop them all.
Right.
Whatever.
You're like, done.
Yeah.
You're like, whatever. Let's go to the expensive part.
Yeah. So then I'm like, oh, this side's nice and calm. And because you're indigo, I'm like, all right, this might be better for you.
And the pricier pairs.
Yeah. But they're nice, and there's like a nice little deal for them too. So I'm like, all right, let's just go here because there's no one here.
Right.
And let you do your thing.
Right.
Okay. So you pick out your.
So I got my thing. I got my pairs. Okay. And then we're like, okay, we'll wait in line.
Sure.
Who knew?
Yeah, who knew?
Who knew?
I'm like, okay.
It's like Disney World all over again.
Yeah.
It's like
how
such a long
could it
line.
possibly take to buy 5 or 6 pairs of underwear? I mean, 2 minutes?
Yeah. And so we're in line. And you guys, Scott has this thing in line, like where he likes to make friends with people. But we're in Victoria's Secret and you're like a dude.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, all this money for not a lot of fabric. Like you just pull out all the dad jokes.
Sure.
But like, I don't know, people kind of eat them up.
Yeah, everyone was talking to me.
Yeah.
I made a lot of friends.
You did.
Yeah.
You made a lot of in the line friends.
I sure did.
And, then it's just so long. And then you start getting a little red ranty.
Well, yeah. And remember, I'm too red now.
Yeah.
Off of the Oscar thing.
Oh, and aside, you hate them all.
I do.
We never go, but you do hate it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just like, what is going on there? Like, there's people that go to the cashier but do not leave.
No, it's true.
They're
it's
there.
True.
Like, what could you possibly do for 10 to 15 minutes with a Victoria's Secret cashier?
There's like you have 3 tiny pieces of fabric. Like, how hard is that to just pay for it and leave?
How hard could this possibly be?
Well, it's hard because they all have like Victoria's Secret bucks and like different cards and they're always trying to get you on their card and they're like asking you all these questions and do you want to sign up for this and do you want to sign up for that?
Yeah. So, I mean, you can rent a car quicker than.
Well, that was one of your jokes.
Yeah, that was one of my jokes.
That made somebody laugh.
Yeah. I did make a few people laugh. And a couple people said, oh, I love you on the podcast. So they knew who I was.
Yeah,
but,
sure.
But anyway, yeah. And then when you get up there, they ask you, like, I can see why it takes so long, because they want your phone number, they want your email address, they want your social security number.
Yeah.
They want a lot of things.
I'm real good on that. At this point, I'm like, no.
No, you're just like, no,
thank you.
Yeah.
I used to work in retail, so I'm like polite, but also like, no, thank you.
You just ghosted right out of there.
Well, just click the button and I'll give you money.
All right. So we got the underwear, but we still need the shirts.
So, all right. So we got the underwear. So we're like, okay, that took a while, but momentum was good still. We were
Going
still,
well.
we're in a good mood. And you're like, let's go to Express.
Right.
Megan, you always have like good look at Express. And in the past I have.
Yeah.
So we go into Express and it's nothing. And that was our introduction to the concept
of the half shirt.
There's no other shirt anymore. You guys.
Yes.
It's only half shirts. There are 40-year-old mothers shopping. Hello, I need a full shirt.
Yeah. It is so weird, these half shirts, because the sleeves are full length. Yes, and the shirt itself
it's like a peasant blouse sleeve, but a half shirt.
It makes no sense to me.
Or they have like the crochet half shirt, which is just like a spaghetti strap crochet. I mean, it's a lot of half shirts.
Yeah. And then I actually found some full shirts, but then you informed me those were men's.
So you're like, oh, look, here's full shirts, but you were in the men's section.
Yeah.
But honestly, I was like considering it.
Yeah, because they look like you could get away with it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a full shirt.
That works.
Get an extra small men's.
Yeah. I'm like, that's fine.
And you're fine.
So we found nothing at Express. We're like, what the heck? Like, really? Only I really thought I'd have luck at Express. So now I'm out of ideas. And I just want to go home because I'm too indigo. I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah. And
I don't want to be here anymore.
No, literally. And I'm not lying. There was no full woman shirt. Is that because of all the inflation? They're trying to save money? I don't understand.
Yeah, but they're like, well, you were saying they're half shirts for whole prices. So it was like, yeah.
Well, I figure, yeah.
So at this point, everyone's hungry.
Right.
Not really, but it's like, let's just you need your coffee, and Abby wants Auntie Anne's.
Yes.
So we go to the Auntie Anne's.
Go to Auntie Anne's. There's this, you get the pretzels, like the pretzel bites in a cup.
Yeah.
It's like a large cup.
It's a very large cup, yes.
Now, we know, okay, there's the thing about it.
Oh, red rant.
We know what she's going to do.
Yeah.
Okay. I know, because we've been there before,
yeah,
that she's going to eat like 2 pieces.
Right.
Okay, she's literally going to eat 2 pieces and be done.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'll just split one with Abby.
Yeah.
Because I know she's going to eat 2 pieces.
Yeah.
Okay. No, she won't let me. Her whole face drops.
Because you're like, fine. If it was me, I'd be like, no, girl.
So I'm like, fine, I'll just buy one for you and then one for me.
Right.
And then, a water, which you're going to drink 1 sip of.
Right.
And I'll just buy one for me.
Right.
So.
And like Aunt Annie's, it's like, I don't know. It
was like $42.
Yeah. It's a little much for like the pretzel bites.
Yeah.
But whatever, you're at the mall, so we sit down and we eat it. But then you get up and you're jittery because you're jittery. You're like, I need my iced coffee. And you're like, I'm going to go to Cinnabon. And I'm like, Scott, don't go to Cinnabon. And you're like, I'm gonna go to Cinnabon. I'm like, don't do it.
Yeah.
And then you went to Cinnabon.
I did go to Cinnabon.
And I don't know what happened there.
I did stop by.
But you came back angry.
I made 2 stops. I first stopped by the put your logo on a shirt place.
Oh, that's right.
That guy told me I had to do it by computer, and he lost me there.
Nobody goes to those weird stores in the mall, but
yeah,
you did.
He was really weird in there. He was like really weird green.
No, it's weird in there.
Yeah, it was really weird in there. And I was like, okay. Could you just make the logo now? He's like, because it says same day. He's like, no, you have to do this computer thing.
Not the same day.
No. I'm like, okay, goodbye. Can I have your card? Thanks, bye. So then I go to Cinnabon. Okay. I'm like second person online. The line moves slower than your wait lists, okay? It doesn't move. The line does not move.
I told you not to go to Cinnabon.
Like, there is literally, they have a lot of employees back there.
It's weird.
But
they're
just mopping.
And they're just
mopping and cleaning. Okay. They weren't doing anything. And the line keeps getting longer and longer and longer. The line is actually like connected now to the Auntie Anne's, whatever, pretzels.
Yeah, it's like a merged line.
You can't even tell what's going on anymore. And I'm when that happens and nothing's moving.
Oh, I know you.
The red really does come
out.
And like we said, I'm too red lately. And I'm just like, I'm getting, and I'm like, all right, I can't do it. I'm told the person behind me, I can't do this anymore. They care.
Like they care.
Why would they even
you
care?
You just had a temper tantrum.
Yeah, I'm just like, I can't do this anymore. They also recognized me from the podcast, so it was okay. But and then I actually went up to the employee, like he really cares anyway, because he's just like, and I'm like, dude, you're losing all these customers.
He doesn't care.
No, he doesn't care because they're not doing anything anyway.
And they don't pay him to care.
Right.
Like, he doesn't care. He just does his time and gets his paycheck. He doesn't care.
I know. No one cared there. So I never got the coffee from. You were right.
I don't go to Cinnabon.
Listened to you.
But then you're like, I have to go to Starbucks. So me and Mel were supposed to be looking for shirts, and now we're just looking for iced coffee. But it's fine because I just wanted to go home. Yeah. So I'm not even going into Starbucks, the mall Starbucks with you, because I'm like, I don't know. What is the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. This was you, and you go into Starbucks. Abby and I are like, no thanks, but it has a glass front, so we watch you. And it didn't, like, without sound, did not look good.
No, it wasn't good. I mean, okay, so the first thing was a couple old ladies were in there, and I was, like, being nice. So I'm like, all right. I was there first, but I'm like, all right, I will let them go ahead of me. Okay? Because I'm a nice guy. I got a little blue in there.
That's
coming
you.
Out. Yeah, the nice guy. So they go, and, they don't even really thank me. Okay?
Oh,
they barely thank me.
They barely even give you credit. For your selflessness.
Yeah. So they're up there. They're up there forever. It seems like forever. And it was only one of them. I'm like, that must have been.
You can't let people go in front of you Starbucks. You don't know if they're newbies or not. If they're newbies, for flipping get it. They'll be there all day. They don't know what anything is.
Yeah. No, they didn't. And, I thought like they were up there. It would have been just because there was, I think, 3 of them. I thought it was like all of the order for all 3. It was only the order for one of them.
Oh.
So it took even longer and longer. And then finally, I got my turn. Mine took like 2 seconds. I'm like, and they knew what I was even saying because I grunted it like that. I said it exactly like that. And they're like, oh, here it is, sir.
Here's black coffee.
Yeah. And it came right out. And I kind of like, see, I got it quick. See? And to the old lady.
You're always trying to teach people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
you're always trying to teach people. You're always trying to leave them with a lesson.
I do. I was a teacher.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. All right. Your unsolicited life lessons.
Yeah. So, I mean,
about how to be quicker about things.
They also were angry at me, but again, they were pod listeners, so it wasn't too bad. I've been getting a lot of less slack lately for my rads because, people know me now.
Sure, they understand you.
Yeah, they understand me and they know me. So this is really the only place I could do this without people really hating on me.
Well, at this point, the only place we can go in the mall are like the grandma stores where I'm going to get a very, very long oversized shirt with like birds or something on it, or one of these like Forever 21 stores and the Forever 21 knockoffs.
Yeah, well, I think we went into like Forever 27, so which was really weird.
And it was more half shirts.
Yeah, and then there was like this other store we went into. I actually took some pictures in there because it was so creepy.
Oh, that place was creepy. It smelled like spices.
Yeah, it was like half.
But it was a clothing store.
Yeah, I think it was like half shirts for escorts.
We were kind of like halfway in this. It was back of the mall store.
Yeah.
And again, you guys, we haven't been in a mall in a while, so we forget how these things work. It was kind of the back of the mall, kind of like darker alleyway, like where like you're not by any of the big department stores anymore or anything. And
it had a French name to it, I think.
It did. And we're halfway through the store, and Abby's like, oh, look at these boots. And I look, and I'm like, what? And then she's like, look at those chains. And I'm like, where? And then I start, it's like you start looking around. It's like, what?
Yeah,
it's like, Scott, this is for exotic dancers or something.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Yeah. It's just, again, it's not my look.
Right.
I cannot find a half shirt. I can't walk out in one of those outfits.
The saddest thing is the closest we came to actually purchasing a shirt for you was from the escort place.
That's true.
We were like, should we get this or not?
Like one of the shirts was like a little longer of a half shirt.
Yeah, maybe 3/4.
At this point, we're just like, wrap it up, kids, and we all went home.
Yeah. So literally, you did not get a shirt.
No shirts, you guys. There's a new pandemic. It's the half shirt pandemic.
Yeah. And then we went out to dinner later that day, and you were wearing another raggedy shirt with holes in it. I think it wasn't a white one. It was like a pink one, but same thing. You get the idea.
It's really depressing.
All right. So obviously, our auras are way too much right now.
I'm okay. I'm just gonna have you go get me some shirts at Old Navy.
Okay. All right. We got a couple ads, and then when we come back, you're going to do too much in order color.
My cats, Dusty and Rocky, they're a little picky, and I spent a lot of time cleaning out their litter box so that they'd continue to use it. But now Our new sponsor, Kitty Poo Club, has found the perfect solution to these cat people problems. Kitty Poo Club is the most convenient monthly litter box ever. Every month, Kitty Poo Club delivers an affordable and recyclable litter box that's pre-filled with a litter of your choice. They even have an extra large litter box option for all those bigger cats out there. When the month is up, just recycle the used litter box and Kitty Poo Club will automatically deliver a new one to you. You can easily customize your subscription at any time too. Maybe add some toys, treats, accessories, whatever will make you and your kitty happy. And right now, Kitty Poo Club is offering an awesome discount on your first litter box order and free shipping when you set up an auto ship. Just go to www.kittypooclub.com to save on your first auto ship order of litter boxes with free shipping, and be sure to let them know that Know Your Aura podcast sent you after you check out. That means a lot to us. That's kittypooclub.com. It can be really difficult to find skincare products with clean, simple ingredients that actually work. Well, Osea has been making these clean and effective skincare products for over 25 years. They have award-winning cleansers, serums, and face moisturizers, and they're known for creating amazing body products like their famous body oil. I saw my friend the other day, and she asked me, hey, what are you doing different to your face? I need your secret. And the only thing I've been doing different is using Osea's Hyaluronic C Serum lately. It has been making my skin bouncier, softer, more hydrated looking. Unlike other hyaluronic serums, Osea's is clinically proven to instantly increase hydration, and it's anti-aging. It minimizes the appearance of all types of lines, wrinkles and crow's feet and laugh lines and frown lines. It's a must for me now, and it got noticed by my friend, which was really fun and reassuring for me. It's working. Since 1996, Osea has been creating clean, vegan, and cruelty-free products that are safe for your skin and planet. Not sure what to buy? Just do this. Grab one of their discovery sets. You can try multiple products at once. Their bestsellers discovery set, which I've given as gifts to people, includes 4 of Osea's best-selling products. For just $40, you can just try it. You can try their cleanser, a serum, a moisturizer, and their amazing body oil. It's an incredible value that saves you over $20. So find your new skincare favorites at OseaMalibu.com and get a special discount just for our listeners. Get 10% off your first order with promo code KYA at OseaMalibu.com. You'll get free samples with every order, and orders over $50 get free shipping. You're going to want it all. Go to OseaMalibu.com and use code KYA. Today we are talking about if your aura is too much. And I guarantee at some point in your life, your aura has been too much. I know mine has been. Okay, so most of us are about, 2 aura colors. And usually there's a balance between the two. At the very least, you have a self-awareness of your 2 different energies. And you try to use them in the situations that they're best adapted for. I've talked about imbalanced auras all the time throughout this podcast. And imbalanced auras is the kind of the same thing. It's just like when you lean on one part of yourself too much because you find fault with the other part. That's really what it is. Why this will happen? Why do we lean on one color over another? Programming. Maybe you were told that one part of you wasn't acceptable and another part of you was better. So that part of you was encouraged, while the other part of you, which is just as equally as important, was repressed by the parental figures in your life. Self-esteem. Maybe you intrinsically just don't like parts of yourself, so you push them down, you repress them, you put them away, and because of that, the other energy, your other aura color, grows to accommodate for that. A job. A lot of us get a job where one of our aura colors is allowed and the other one isn't so helpful. Or one of our aura colors is better suited for it and the other one gets used but is bossed around by the other color. Okay? And finally, our own internal issues and insecurities can cause one of our energies, one of our aura colors, to just dominate over the other one. This is different than inauthentic auras. Inauthentic aura colors are when you grab an energy that's not yours, because you don't feel capable of doing life as yourself. Okay, that's inauthentic aura colors. An imbalanced aura color or too much aura, where you lean on one color more than the other, a lot more than the other, that's different. I'm going to go through each color and talk about, I guess, what it looks like. And like I said, like I always say, you don't have to see aura colors to know what I'm talking about. Every color has a vibration, which I will go through, and you can pick up on those vibrations on yourself. Okay, let's start with blue. So I'll start with a story. I am not a judgmental person like at all, but I pick up my daughter from school every day, my 7-year-old, and I sit there, and there's other moms, you know, and I sit there, my ear pods in, and I just zone out, listen to my podcasts or music or whatever. But there is this mom, and I don't know her, and our daughters don't know each other or anything, but she's always there. And I happen to notice that she has a way too blue aura. It is huge. It is big. It is too blue. It's like a lot. And immediately when I look at her, she's like one of those people that's in pain, but they don't know they're in pain. And they have like a knee-jerk reaction to being told they were in pain or something. But you can tell she is. It's like that, those feelings, like you just want to talk to her or help her out, but you know she wouldn't be like receptive to it at the same time. Anyways, this distracts me. Her very big blue aura distracts me. Nobody else at the pickup spot where I stand with other moms, nobody else bothers me with their aura. But that one does. Because every once in a while, if I see an aura that's a little bit wonky, it'll speak to me. Like, help me. And like, you know, she doesn't want me to. Anyways. Every day, you guys, like every day. And it's so heartbreaking. She's got this little cute girl. She must be in kindergarten. She walks out, this little thing. Every single day, this woman doesn't say hello. She's not like, how was your day? She's not like, come here, mommy missed you. Nothing like that. It's a criticism every single day. Why is your mask down? What's the point in wearing a mask if it's going to be down? Or, I've heard it all. What happened to your hair? I braided it this morning. Why is it unbraided? Or, what happened to your shirt? What'd you get on that? That's not going to come out. You can't wear that color anymore. You know, why are your shoes untied? Where's your lunchbox? Every single day there's like a critique. There's no hello. There's no end. There's a critique. And then every single day, because the daughter's purple and pink, for now, we'll see how that plays out, the daughter gives it back to her. She's like, don't tell me what to do. You know, she like says it back like, mommy, I was, you know, playing. I had fun. I didn't know. It's okay. Everybody else is like this too. She gives it back to her. Then the mom is a victim. I am not speaking to you if you are talking to me in that tone. Do not speak to me this way. I mean, this happens this isn't once. This isn't twice. I mean, we all have our moments with our children. Trust me, I have them too. This is every day, and it kills me. And the thing is her blue is too much. And when your blue is too big, one of the things that can happen is that your insecurities are on like full force. So obviously when this little kid comes out, she notices all the things that aren't perfect about her because they feel like possibly make her feel like not a great mother or something. Or my kid's not clean. What does this say about me? Or my kid's hair looks like a mess. Oh my gosh, she was like this all day. What does that say about me? Or my kid, all her insecurities about herself, she's projecting onto her daughter. And then when the daughter gives it back, she becomes a victim. That's another thing. If you're wearing too much blue aura, you can feel like a total victim. When you're too blue, you can feel like everything is happening to you all of the time. There's a big victim narrative that can happen when you're too blue. You can be super insecure about being insecure. I mean, listen, we're all insecure, okay? But it's way more authentic to own it. You might as well know what you're insecure about, because at least when you say it out loud and you get familiar with it, it won't get hijacked by your ego. Meaning you won't be ruled by it subconsciously. The other thing I see with too blue auras are a lot of with the health problems. And I'm going to be talking about health because it just happens when I see somebody leaning too much into one aura color. It's just because that energy gets exhausted. And then I can see it trickling back into health issues. disclaimer, I'm super not a doctor, okay? Like, I hope you all know that by now. Super not a doctor. This is just what I see energetically. Also, it's never anybody's own fault for getting sick or having a condition. And I do believe in doctors and traditional medicine. I believe in all that stuff. So think about that stuff too. And episode 95, I deep dive a lot into auras and health. But in blue people, when I see you leaning too much into blue auras, I mean, I can see all sorts of health issues, major hormone issues, major thyroid imbalances, exhaustion. I feel mental fogginess. Everything slows down in your body. Like, your metabolism can slow down. You can like retain water. You can get like blood disorders. So a lot of different things I can see in blue people. It's almost like a stagnancy or a sluggishness. And it's a feeling of like saturation, like you're taking on too much, and it almost like poisons your systems. So those are the types of things I'll see on people when they're too blue. Like, I mean, hair loss. I can see like all sorts of like body attacking things, like autoimmune. All right, red people. I had a reading with a woman recently. I mean, this is a very old story, honestly, but like this week it happened again. But I had a reading with a woman whose husband he was a very angry man. He was a very angry man. He's too red. He's red and blue, actually. But his blue was very ignored by himself. So he's leaning way too much in the red. He was actually abused as a child, which is very, very sad. And he couldn't deal with it. He just didn't want to deal with it. He couldn't deal with it. He wasn't going to deal with it. And anything that made him feel emotion at all, even had nothing to do with his abuse or his trauma, he avoided. Because he really didn't have any ability, because he never like nurtured the blue, and nobody else nurtured the blue, and nobody helped the blue there, and he never helped the blue. What that means is he was never able to work those skills of what we all need is like when an emotion comes, like, how do I deal with that? I mean, emotions are hard. They hit you. They're like, wow, not fun. Those of us who are more used to them, used to emotions, we just ride the wave maybe a little better. People that aren't and have that option to kind of shut it out. These would be like your red people, your yellow people, your green people. They have that option. They have that aura color. They can kind of, let's focus on that and shut down the impact of my emotions. Well, he did that. And he led with anger all the time. This guy looked for it. He wanted it. He borrowed it. He took on anything he could get angry about. He would get on the bandwagon of anything he could just to get angry. Like anything. I mean, you know these people. They're all over online. They're just, why are you so angry, dude? Like, this isn't even about you. Why are you so mad? Like just that. Like, they're looking for that anger. They need it. It's a shield. It's a protection. And a lot of two red aura people need to constantly fuel that beast with information and situations and things that can keep them in the angry zone so that they don't have to deal with the emotional zone. Symptoms of like too red, a lot of road rage, general rage, grumpy faces would be another one. Quick to cover up sadness with anger. If they feel sad, like they see something that's sad, instead of crying, when we get that impulse to be upset or to cry or to feel sad, immediate jump into anger instead. Really bad with authority. I mean, red people normally kind of are bad with authority, but like a balanced red person is okay with authority if there's a mutual respect there. Two red people, they don't like authority at all. Always argumentative. Just always. Just the sky's blue. No, it's not. Like anything. Just very argumentative. Health. Blood pressure issues. Addiction issues. The thing with reds and how they handle addiction, I would say different than other aura colors, is that they'll switch it. Because they don't like anything to have control over them for that long. And I'll see this with two red people. They're drinking a lot, for example. A lot of drinking. Hey, somebody mentions, you drink too much. I can quit. And then they do. But then they go to like, I don't know, Coke. Okay. Oh, you do Coke too much. No, I don't. Then they gamble too much. You gamble too much. No, I don't. Now they're buying like they're maxing out all their credit cards. They're on an impulse spending spree. This is a red person thing. Addiction switch. That's what I see energetically. Overall mental health issues and just destructive to the people around them, destructive to property sometimes, take unnecessary risks a lot. Purple people aren't so different than red people. I have to say this, except that red people like to lead, whereas purple people don't care if anybody follows them. But both colors definitely always like to do their own thing and don't like to be told what to do. Just general distinctions there. Purples. I had a reading recently with this woman, and she was just all worried about her sister, and her sister was just too purple. I mean, like when you follow auras and I say too purple, you're like, oh, I get it. But what does that mean? She's always like chasing drama. Like she was always running away from anything that was actually helpful to her. I saw her, like Spirit actually showed me her, those big like witches cauldrons, like her in a boiling cauldron and putting lighting the logs under her all the time, constantly fueling the flame underneath her. She needed to keep boiling all the time. She didn't know how to function when life wasn't boiling her up. So she always had to add fuel to that own fire. I mean, anything that happened to her, she did to herself in some way. So people who are too purple, they look for drama. They find drama. They create drama. They do the purple bomb thing. A purple bomb is when you blow up your own life in an attempt to change it, but you don't exactly know how to do it in a way that's healthy. So you just kind of do something self-destructive. That's what I call a purple bomb. They self-sabotage their own success because, again, they can't be calm. They have to live in constant and tumultuous change. Purples love change. A healthy purple needs change intermittently. Every once in a while. A too much purple needs change. Every single day has to be different. They will party too much. They can be very defensive. They can make terrible relationship choices. The things with health I see with too purple people is they're very hard on their own body. They don't eat, maybe, or they eat poorly. This isn't just like, this is like, they go extreme on it, okay? Substance abuse. Mental health breaks, self-harm. They take unnecessary risks. There's enough in life that's risky, but purple people will be like, screw it, let's do it. Oh, whatever, I don't care. They throw caution to the wind, whatever. In the moment. They're like, yeah, I'll do it. Let's try it. Because purple people love to be spontaneous and like to take risks, but safe risks are different than like unnecessary, really harmful risks that really tell the universe you don't care about yourself. Therefore, the universe sends you more contexts in which you can prove that you don't care about yourself. All right. Yellows. I had a woman recently. She was just leaning on her yellow way too much. She was purple too, so she was yellow-purple. But she was so afraid of messing up in life. She neglected any sort of emotional outlet she had, any sort of thing she considered messy about herself, and she went full yellow. So remember, yellows are naturally organized, curious, goal-oriented, busy people, and she just went full that way. What she didn't realize was that the purple is going to sneak in anyways. It's just going to fuel her, I guess, manic vibes towards the yellow. She was single. So this is the thing. She was single and she was hyper-focused on not being single. Singularly focused. Obsessed, which is a 2 yellow trait, obsession. So it was constant dating. Constant. All the time. Multitasking, which yellows can do, but with dating. And when she was with someone, anybody, immediately, 100 million questions to them, getting in deep way too quick, really just like seeing them as husbands like the second she met them or talked to them online. She was attracting love bombers, and she was kind of love bombing herself. I call it future forwarding with them, kind of like making a future on date number 1. Every detail. We're going to have this many kids, we're going to live here, we're going to have this car, everything. It was a lot, and everyone around her was like completely exhausted by her. Like all her friends and family were like, we can't, like this energy is like a lot. Like we can't deal with you. And just jumping from one to another. If you're too yellow, you can experience just like a hyper amount of perfectionism, constant movement without reflection. You can experience like one reality where no other realities are real. except your own. It's kind of like a horse wearing blinders. Like, you've decided you only want to see this. This is the only thing that can exist, and you refuse to see any other perspectives or anything else. Yellows can go overboard with scheduling their future, that they don't even live in the present. And for health, yellows can hurt themselves. Amy Schumer is yellow-purple. She's a comedian. And she's talked about, she just came out talking about a hair pulling condition she has when she's stressed. When she's stressed, she pulls out her own hair. And honestly, it's not the first time I've heard a yellow person tell that. I do see a lot of yellow people in my sessions with people. They admit that they use that as a coping mechanism, which is really sad. And I was glad Amy Schumer spoke about it, because yellows are so big on their own appearance too, because of the perfectionism thing. So it's interesting that she you can attack yourself when you're yellow, and you attack the places that you want to be perfect. It's hard. Other health issues I see with yellow people are fertility issues. A lot of times just fertility issues in general. Also sometimes because they get into their own head about it. So it can really affect that mind-body connection. I can see digestive issues, IBS, colitis. Greens. Green auras, too much green. I had a woman for a reading, and her boyfriend was so green. He was very shut down. It was like living with a robot or perhaps a piece of furniture. It was just that he was like so quiet as a person. And quiet's fine. Like, hey, a lot of us even prefer that. Like, oh, you're quiet. This is great. You can be with somebody and not talk and share a lot of energy between the two. But it wasn't that. He was energetically shut down. So when someone gets too green, they can emotionally disconnect, turn off, completely go radio silent. And the people around them can feel super alone, even though they're with them. You ever feel lonely when you're with somebody? Do you ever feel lonelier when you're with someone versus when you're not with them? That's hard. Well, that's what she was experiencing. So people who wear too much green, their walls can go up. They can get very stuck in their ways. They don't care about others' opinions or perspectives. They just don't care because they shut down that emotional ability. It doesn't affect them because they shut it down. They don't defend themselves. So you can say like, hey, you're being a bad boyfriend. Shrug. They just stay their own course because they're too shut down to work on things. They will disappear rather than work on something. And they can stop making life fun. They can like experience a lot of joylessness. They can get stuck in their phones, games. They can get very addicted to technology. They can just go into places that don't include you. Green aura health, when you're too much green. Lung issues are always a green person thing, but like mental health, they can disconnect very badly. I can also see a lot of bad habits just because they get so stuck on their ways and it's different. It's hard to explain. They get very stuck in their ways. So they think something's normal and it's not. So I can see like blue people can be hoarders because they get emotionally attached to things. Green people can be hoarders too because they don't they create their own systems or whatever for like bills, for example, or whatever. And they never they never throw anything out or shred anything. Addiction issues. I can see them just getting in the habit of drinking. I drink this every day. And I just keep drinking. And then it becomes like an addiction. Gambling, money spending. All right. Indigos. I had a woman recently who was she was having a major spiritual awakening and at the same time dealing with a lot of past trauma that was coming up. And man, she was a sea of indigo. Just looking at her was just like, boom, indigo. Like it was so much. I couldn't see any other color in there. She was having a hard time processing her own feelings, let alone anyone else's. It was as if she were on overload. Like any one more thing that would come into her space would just overflow her. And she didn't know what would happen. There was a lot of fear there. Isolating is something that we all need to do from time to time. Indigos who are too indigo just can't be around people because they're too able to be affected by others. They have lost all boundaries. They're aware of it. And basically even going out can be stressful. Like even going to the grocery store can be stressful. A lot of indigos fell into this, especially during stay-at-home orders. It's been hard. It's hard for a lot of indigos to crawl out. I get it. I'm indigo, so I understand all this too. Okay. So if you're too indigo, you get very reclusive. Like people are like, please call me back. Are you okay? You can feel very stuck. feel very emotional all the time. You kind of want life to be this predictable, stable loop. You just want nothing to change because so much is going on in your own energy and head. You can't handle like any surprises. Avoidance behavior, big time. Just the indighost, full on. That's when you just disappear, poof, from people's lives. Health stuff, autoimmune disorders. I mean the scary ones, people. Like lupus and MS, like the stuff that are very serious. I can see this. I mean, light sensitivities are big. I talked about this a lot in the Aura Health episode. So definitely if this resonates with you, go listen to the Indigo section on the Aura and Health. Again, episode 95, because I go into it deeper there. And mental health issues. The thing with indigos is usually if you're super indigo and you're having all these issues, like, you are. You just also don't know how to stop it. Like, there's no denying it. You're like, nope, I'm going through something. Like, you're totally, no, I am. And you're not going to deny it, but you also don't know how to fix it. Pinks. Well, this is fun. Let's talk about pinks. I had a reading with a woman not too recently, but enough for me to remember. And she had a grown daughter, an older daughter, super pink. I mean, basically all pink, this girl was. And she was really in la la land, which worried mom a lot. Mom was so worried about her daughter because her daughter didn't care about money or like how money came to her or how food showed up in her fridge. I mean, this woman was like mid-20s. The daughter was mid-20s. She didn't worry about career, like anything. Like the girl was really floating moment by moment. And mom was super worried what her life was becoming and what her aspirations were, since she seemed perfectly content to just hang out and do her thing all day. I mean, she could just escape into her own little pink world and be fine. And she really was fine. That's the thing. Scary, right? How are you going to make it out there? Like, how are you going to pay a bill? How are you going to know what filing taxes are? And when you're too pink, you don't know those things. So the danger zone can be you can get picked up by people that want to use you and control you. And that's such a danger for pink aura people. They get in really bad relationships often or super controlled by somebody in their life. I mean, just thinking about like Britney Spears, who's pink, or Jessica Simpson, or Marilyn Monroe, or Anna Nicole Smith. I mean, you think about all that, they were too pink. Britney's got a little purple bag, and so does Jessica. So that's good. Okay. But yeah, they can be very stubborn. So it's like impossible to speak to them. They can be very self-absorbed when they're too pink. They can totally zone out. They focus a lot on the small stuff, not so much on anything more than that. And like I said, very out of sight, out of mind in terms of like anything coming down the pike. Money, taxes, bills. What am I eating tomorrow? Like anything. All right, turquoises. I had a young woman. I mean, this happens often when I read a turquoise. I mean, she just didn't know what she wanted to do. I mean, it's different than blues. It's different than indigos. It's different than purples. I mean, none of us know what we want to do. Okay, like that's normal. This is different. Anytime she tried a new career, she just like melted into it. She like felt completely empty. She didn't know her own mind. She was too turquoise. She could not, for the love of anything, connect to anything. It was as if she would enter this new world, a new friend group, and just dissolve, like completely lose herself. She didn't know how to be herself without just giving it all away energetically. It was hard for her to know herself at all, especially out in the world. And she really needed something to latch onto. We talked about that, like her finding a passion of her own, something that was really interesting to her. Turquoises are good with hobbies. They got to focus on something that's interesting to them, maybe small to others, but big to them. Turquoises love a pseudoscience, like maybe a little aromatherapy or a little something Reiki or something like that. I see them as chiropractors, healers, sometimes just gardening can be really good for a turquoise. Making jewelry, something in the arts or technology. That's my thing with turquoises. I'm like, find something that's just you. Find the tiniest thing you can and latch onto it. That's all about you. And then we'll just grow from there. Because you got to know your mind in the little ways before you know it in the big ways, like career or love. So when you're too turquoise, like people can have a hard time getting to know you, or they think they know you, and then they're like, what happened? I thought I knew you. Like that. They can have a hard time finding anything they're passionate about. They just kind of like everything, but also lose that feeling quickly. They're different, like I said, than tricolors or blues or indigos. It's like a lack of identity. They can feel infiltrated all the time by others and have a really hard time knowing what's them and what's not them. Health issues when you're too turquoise would be like allergies or food sensitivities or skin issues and autoimmune stuff too. Okay. Like I said, we've all been too something. Our auras have all been too much at one point. So hopefully today you can think about at what points in your life your aura was a little too much, what was going on, why, and maybe what you learned about yourself then, and what your triggers were. And I'd love to hear all your own personal stories about this over on the Mystic Michaela Spiritual Family Facebook page. Hey, Scotty.
Hey, guys. We went through this, when we kind of joked around a lot about it, earlier, about being too much of one color. But, maybe there is a life lesson to be learned here. What do you think?
Absolutely. Here's the deal. We've all been there, too much of one of our energies, too much of one facets of our personality over another. But when you do that, you get to learn a lot about that side of yourself. Like you really get to explore a lot of those parts of yourself up close, the good stuff, the bad stuff. And anytime you can look back and use it as some sort of life lesson, it's a positive experience because life isn't meant to be lived completely balanced all the time. We have seasons, and seasons are important for transition and change. And I really think that sometimes when we're too much of something, it's because we're preparing and protecting for ourselves from what's to come next. And so, yeah, we can look at like that, like little seasons, aura seasons.
I love that.
Yes. Well, thank you all. This podcast is for you and about you, and we're all so glad you got to spend some time with us today. Take care.
If you want to be the most interesting person at the cocktail party, well, hop on over and listen to the Brain Candy podcast.
Our award-winning content will have you laughing while you're learning.
We read all the best articles, books, and studies and keep up with new TV shows, documentaries, and pop culture. And then we cram it all into 2 shows a week.
Conspiracy theories, cannibal rabbits, unsolved mysteries, the history of the Walkman. There's something for everyone.
The Brain Candy podcast. Find our link in the show notes.
Or simply search for the Brain Candy podcast on your podcast app.